Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Okay, this is a message that I'm really excited to share because yeah, it's in honor of my absolute role model, Arundhati Roy, who I have absolutely idolized, not only since I read her books, but since I realized that she too was an architect who went on to becoming an amazing author, screenwriter, and artist. Like, if you love Arundhati Roy, she is amazing. And watch her film. Annie has one of those, because it's the story of how she very dramatically left her architecture degree a year before it finished, just like I did. And yeah, even though most people probably assume that you should be weeping tears of blood after doing a 7-year degree and quitting in the last year before you win your qualification, like, are you retarded, stupid, what's wrong with you? You'll never be able to practice, blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, none of that is true. And second of all, yeah, sometimes you really just have to quit to be able to get the most out of what you're actually doing. And this was really one of those times for me. And I'm so glad that I did it. Thank God. And yeah, I just want to share the 3 ways that you too can basically hit the eject button when you're in a degree that you really know isn't going anywhere, and you can get to where you actually want to go faster doing your own thing. And I'm not the first example of people that have done this. In architecture alone, the best architects, Tadao Ando, some of the people that I worked for as well, are incredible architects doing really amazing buildings, but without a degree. So it's, you know, it's just one of those professions. So step 1, to how to know that you actually, well, how to get started with the process of going into something you actually enjoy and love doing and fulfilling your purpose in a way that is faster, more efficient, and effective. Step 1, recognize and acknowledge that it's not working. I mean, you could be having a lot of fun learning incredible things, and your tutors could be amazing, and you don't want to let them down, which was all the case for me. But the one thing that you realize is you notice that, you know, the signs around you that make you think one too often, why the heck am I doing this? And for me, it was not just repeatedly listening to seminars where the profession, you know, people that were supposed to be teaching us, that we are giving our money to, and not just 3,000 like I did, but now 9,000 a year, are just sitting there in their evenings and being like, well, should it really be 5 years long? Should this degree really be 3 years long? Should it be a degree at all? And it's like, are you guys serious? I paid you money and this is how lightly you're taking it? Like, you're working for me to give me an education, right? And you're sitting here debating on how I should be qualified to do the work I wanted to learn how to do. So it was ridiculous that they could be so blasé and, well, I say ridiculous. What I actually mean is liberating, because I realized, well, yeah, okay, so I don't actually have to sit through uni and go and learn about this. I can actually do it another way, because I don't want to just work as an architect. My vision and my dream before I came into this degree was to do something that would be that would have an impact on how Islam contributes to the world of aesthetics and art and architecture, like how Islamic history, how Islamic theology, how Islamic philosophy actually contributes to art and to our understanding of what is beautiful, not just by doing beautiful work myself, but also by leaving behind the theory for it. You know, like where in the list of well-known, renowned painters and architects and art historians are the Muslim names. They're just not there. So it's about time that they were there, and I plan on being one of them. But I couldn't see myself working for Foster's and achieving that dream. And to be honest, a formal architecture education is pretty much preparing you just to do exactly that. You learn how to be a maid and basically sacrifice all of your dreams and visions as quickly as possible in order to achieve the main objective. Don't be too precious, make sure you meet the deadlines, and make it look as beautiful as possible. I mean, if you want to fight it out, then just be prepared to just take a lot of the people in charge. But really, you're when you if that's not how it is in the education world, where you are given leeway to, fair enough. Some educators are incredible, and they really support you in chasing after what it is that you actually want to do. But when you go to work for a considerable amount of time, you learn how to just do what it is your boss tells you to do, because essentially you're just working for somebody else, making somebody else's dreams come true, unless you're working for yourself. So what you end up doing is just being a prop to hold up somebody else's vision rather than having your own. And if that's what you want, then fair enough. But if you believe that you have something to contribute beyond which other people around you just aren't doing or aren't capable of dreaming of, which is what I believe for myself, and I know a bunch of you believe for yourself too, then that's not good enough. And it wasn't good enough for me, and it would take way too long. So I acknowledged that they're just messing about with my money, and I just don't have enough more to throw into the pot. So I decided to leave. But you don't just get up and leave. It was a 6-month process for me. I actually started off amazingly in my master's. I got into the exact tutor group that I wanted to get into. I got the teachers that I wanted. Even everybody in my group was amazing. But I mean, that's another video on how you can actually prepare for an interview and get what it is that you want before you even gotten in there. I mean, I had work that was abysmal compared to a lot of people, but I was way happier with myself, and I got it straight away and way more easily than people that did way better work than me. And that's because of, you know, how you prepare yourself mentally before you go into a situation like that. And that's to do with how you program your own thinking, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, now to program your own thinking towards quitting something and starting what you really want. Step 1, acknowledge. Step 2 is you have a vision for what it is you actually want, and you tell yourself it. You affirm it to yourself every day. Basically, every morning I told myself, I really want to work for myself. I really want to make money, and I want to work for myself. There is no way that I want to do designs anymore for anybody else. I've had enough. I worked for 2 years straight, and I loved. At this time, I was really lucky to be working for an artist in East London who showed me how easy it was to actually start gaining your own clients, have confidence in your own abilities, and just start your own work. It was so inspiring that to work with him and talk to him every day about running my own, doing my own thing. And, you know, you'd have a mentor that way to encourage you. So, and my tutor at uni as well had that mentality of just doing your own thing. So you affirm to yourself that this is the direction I want to go to. You have a vision. You visualize yourself succeeding in that vision. You see yourself literally, like, I'm guessing if you're an artist, you're an incredibly visual person. So you literally watch a movie in front of yourself of you just killing it and acing it at what you're doing every single day. You visualize that. There's absolutely no room for failure. The minute you hear you see yourself failing or struggling, or you just tell yourself, oh, this sucks, it's so hard, say out loud, no, that's a lie, and I'm gonna win. And just basically affirm to yourself that you know what you're doing. I mean, hello, you got this far. I mean, like I was in one of the best institutes in one of the best teaching groups in the country for what I'm studying. So it's like, why do I have to be a drama queen and pretend like I can't do it? I can. So it's just that I don't want to do this. So what do I want? And you just decide, and you just have a vision for that, and you just basically tell yourself every day that this is what I want to achieve. And once you have that vision, you'll notice you'll be open to the opportunities that actually come to you. And I kid you not, within 2 months, I had an absolute slew of commissions coming in, because I was going to the places that required me to go to in order to build networks, to become an independent artist, architect, practitioner thing. And I was sending out emails to people, just talking to them, making connections, not particularly searching for commissions, but just putting my work out there. My website was active. I worked really hard on my website, and having an online presence and a blog is so important. It works for you while you're not working, basically. And yeah, suddenly all these people were contacting me from all over the place, asking me to make films, asking me to do book illustrations, asking me to do extensions, literally every single kind of commission you can imagine: illustration, a physical building extension, and drawings for plans and sections, a film, like I mentioned. They just came pouring in and paid. Really, I don't need to do this anymore. Why am I sitting in this degree? Clearly, I can actually start moving ahead with this now. So that's what I did. I set the ball rolling, and had a vision for, you know, just the confidence that, yeah, this is really seriously what I'm doing, and not weeping and breaking down, but just knowing, like, yeah, like, why am I here? This is actually beyond me now. And when you have that kind of vision, when you go into it and lastly execute it with confidence and know that you're actually making the absolute 100% right decision, you will be shocked with the kind of reception people will give you once you value your own decision and be like, I'm doing the right thing for myself. Like, I had people shaking my hand and congratulating me and telling me how incredibly gifted and talented I am, and how impressed they are that that I have 3 commissions. I don't know. Like, they had no idea basically where I'm going, or that I'm going to start a virtual studio online, that I didn't even know this stuff. Like, I only had 3 commissions to go off and nothing beyond that. And my tutor, even though, you know, he initially like tried to break past my decision and tried to blow me off, like, you know, be more sensible, blah blah blah. I stuck to my guns and I took his advice, like, interrupt for a year, come back. I wasn't coming back. I moved, I got married, I started my business, I took training for how to run it in Florida and all kinds of places. So, you know, like, I wasn't going to stick around and just sit and wait basically for things to, people to give me the red light. That's just not, people that don't even know what they're doing themselves to give you the red light. Like, you know, it just wasn't the kind of place where I was making the best of myself. I knew that, so I just wanted to go ahead and steamroll my own path and learn my own way. And like I said, when you come at it with that kind of competence and belief in your, and I say competence, not confidence, because confidence has the word con in it, and you're not a con artist. You actually believe what you believe. And remember, people don't know what they don't know. So, you know, you don't need to tell them all your life story. Just be like, yeah, I'm doing this and it's right. The minute you believe, they'll be so impressed, and they'll have the courage to be like, yeah, I can believe in myself too for a change. And that place, as most institutions of education, quote unquote education, are nowadays, is full of people that basically just need other people to believe in them for them, which is really pathetic, to say the least. It's like, yeah, it's sad. Like, you should have belief in yourself to know that it's your vision that you're working for. You're getting yourself educated because you have a dream and a vision for who you want to be. And I hope that's more than just earning a bit of money and putting some food on the table. Like, yeah, sure, do that, but aren't you more than that? Do you just want to have enough, or do you want to have abundance? Because doing your own thing will always give you abundance. If you're working for a boss and if you have a salary, your money is always associated to your time. And as long as that equation is in your life, then you always have a cap and a glass ceiling for how much you can earn. And that's how they keep you enslaved. I mean, most people can be happy with that, but I'm not satisfied with the fact that other countries can dictate. For example, like Senegal, where I was when I got married, I was shocked when my husband told me that, you know, just overnight, the French in 1994 decided that Senegal's worth of economy, its currency, the gold coin literally fell half in its value overnight. And people had the physical money, but they couldn't buy stuff with it because another country decided that we need to, you're not doing so well, we need to reassess your currency, and we're just going to drop its price by half. Because did you know that over half of a country like Senegal's wealth is actually kept in France, and they can't physically access it? Not only did they devalue the value of their currency, but they also just decided overnight that they're going to basically make people not be able to afford to buy bread anymore. Now, if you're the kind of person that's like, that's really sad, but if I can just feed my wife and kids, or if I can just look after my family, that's good enough for me. Fair enough, but I'm just not happy with the fact that, you know, I get to be sleeping on a full stomach and the people around me are dying, and, you know, the world is just completely messed up. I wasn't raised to sit on a back seat and be content with just having enough. You know, you should have abundance in your actions, not just in return for how much you make out of them, but also abundance in the impact that you have on the people around you. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, you know, if that's the direction you're pursuing, trust me, it's so worth quitting and doing the thing that you actually want to do. So I hope that you gained inspiration from that and that it was useful. If it was, let me know.